Okay, we're going to look at the worksheet that I posted today. There's 3 sections to it. The first section is finding rectangular coordinates when you're given polar coordinates. And so we'll look at the first one. We'll look at number 5. It gives you the polar coordinate 4 comma pi over 2, and it actually graphs it for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4, and we're at pi over 2 up here. Alright, so it's wanting you to just give the XY coordinate of that. And here's your x-axis, y-axis. The x is 0 and the y is 4. That's it. Alright, and number 6. The polar coordinate is 3 comma 3 pi over 2, and they graph it for you. It's going to be down here, and the rectangular coordinate is just 0, negative 3. Number 7. Okay, the polar coordinate they give is negative 1 and 5 pi over 4. So we're starting over here on the left side, and we're going in the positive direction, 5 pi over 4. So remember, every fourth pi, or every pi over 4, you're going 45 degrees. So we start here, and we go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4. So we're here. Now they want you to give the rectangular coordinates of this. And so let's do this right here. We know that the radius is 1, and it is in one of those pi over 4 positions. That's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And so on the unit circle, your coordinate is root 2 over 2 comma root 2 over 2. If anytime your radius is 1, that's going to be unit circle. And so that's my rectangular coordinate. Now we'll look at 8. Alright, and this one, the radius is 0. Anytime the radius is 0, it doesn't matter what the radian is or the degree is. If the radius is 0, we're always going to be right here. And so the rectangular coordinate is just 0, 0. Alright, now let's look at the next section. Number 17, it gives you the polar coordinates, and it wants you to graph it and then give the rectangular coordinates for that polar coordinate. So let's graph the polar coordinate. So we start out at positive 4 as our radius, and we're going in the negative direction. We're going clockwise, and we're going to go pi over 3. So pi over 3 is 60 degrees on the unit circle. And if you don't like working with radians or in terms of pi, you can always change it to degrees. if you have a radian that you want to make it a degree, you just multiply it times 180 over pi, and these pi's will cancel out. And so you have 180 over 3. 180 divided by 3 is 60 degrees, so which this one will be negative 60 degrees. So if you don't like working with radians and you want to just work with degrees, you can. Or if you're going from degrees to radians, you can do that as well, except you just multiply by pi over 180, and that's 60 pi over 180, which is 1/3 pi, or pi over 3. So just a side note there. Okay, so 4 comma negative pi over 3, which we know is negative 60 degrees. We're going in the clockwise direction, the negative direction, so we're going to be here. Alright, so let's figure out, what we got to figure out is our x and our y. We already know our radius is 4, and so let's do this right here. Let me make this a little straighter. Okay, so we need to figure out the x part and the y part. Okay, well, pi over 3 is 60 degrees. Pi over 3 on the unit circle. The coordinates at pi over 3, like if we're in the positive pi over 3, on the unit circle is 1/2 root 3 over 2. That's positive, positive, but if we're in the third quadrant, it's positive, negative. So this is a positive. If the radius is 1, on the unit circle, my coordinate would be 1/2 root 3 over 2. If the radius is 4, then what we're going to do is just multiply our coordinates by 4. And so if the radius was 1, this coordinate would be 1/2 negative root 3 over 2, but the radius is 4. And so what we got to do is just multiply these coordinates times 4. And so we're doing 4 times 1/2. And we're doing 4 times negative root 3 over 2. So 4 times 1/2 is 4 over 2. That's 2. And 4 times negative root 3 over 2, that's negative 4 root 3 over 2. That's negative 2 root 3. So my answer on this question, the rectangular coordinates are 2 comma negative 2 root 3. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. Let's do 18. So 2 7 pi over 6. All right, let's graph it. 1, 2. We need to figure out where is 7 pi over 6. So we start at 2 over here, and we go around. A 6 pi is 30 degrees. So we're doing 7 of that, 7/6. So 7 times 30 gives me 210 degrees. So we would be right here. All right, on the unit circle, when the radius is 1, this coordinate is negative root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. But the radius is 2 here. And so we're going to multiply these coordinates by 2. So if I multiply 2 times negative root 3 over 2, I get negative 2 root 3 over 2, which is just negative root 3. And if I multiply 2 times negative 1/2, that's negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. So my answer for number 18 is negative root 3, comma, negative 1.